Hello YouTubers, today I've done a few videos on basically changing an engine in a Corolla. They're going to be uploaded shortly, and the reason why the engine went bang in the first place was because of cheap oil. So we've now put a new engine in, so what I'm going to show you is what I mean by the gauze in the bottom of the sump and how to clean it. Now this happens with a lot of engines and it really is cheap oil. Don't waste your time on cheap oil. Oil is basic like your blood. If you have the wrong blood in your body, it's not going to do you any good. Same with the car. That's basically how it is. It's that important. Now, as you can see from this sump, we have a load of 12mm bolts and nuts around. It's an easy sump to do, to be fair. There's just a ring of bolts all the way around. So what we're going to do is we're going to undo them. We'll turn the camera back on and we'll show you where the gauze is and everything. So basically, some cars now are a bit tricky. Some exhaust comes down, so you have to take exhaust off. Some cross members get in the way. But with this one, we're lucky enough, it is really easy to get to. We'll whip this off and we'll show you the gauze. As you can see, we've basically undone all the ring of bolts. We have them in a little cup, there they all are. We broke the seal on it with a little screwdriver. It can be pretty annoying, but basically it's on. So Brian's now going to take it off. And we're going to see this for the first time. See if it's good or bad. Now I have to say, it is bloody brilliant. That is the little gauze I'm on about. It's like a little tea strainer almost. I have to be careful now that the oil doesn't go in the camera. This is, as you can see, the sump. And to be fair, this engine looks good. So basically, I can't really show you. I was hoping this would be a bit worse, but basically what happens is all the bits of crap get caught in there, and it's almost like really cheap oil turns into tar almost, and it sticks. So
just let me be clear, you're unhappy because it's not worse, you know?
Well, I can't show the people, so yeah.
Well, yeah, alright, okay.
So basically,
I'm delighted it's great. I don't have to go cleaning it or messing around with it now.
You've got a 10mm bolt there, and then you've got two 10mm bolts here with a little oil seal. Basically, the way you could clean it, there's a few ways. You obviously take it off. You can leave it in some petrol and let petrol, you know, for a few hours, depending on how bad it is. Clean it all out, get a little bit of a toothbrush and kind of get it all going if you really need to. But that's basically it. So we're lucky we don't have to do anything. But not only that, obviously we know this engine then has had good oil in it. So we're not really worried about that. What we have to do now is, because we took the sump off, is we have to go around with a little knife, and basically you can see all the old gunk on it. We have to clean this sump, so when we put the new sealer on it seals, and we've also got to clean this here with a blade to get all the gunk off here, as you can see, just like that, and then we can reseal it.
So there's your dipstick as well, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's the dipstick, yeah.
So it's well worth noting, like, that as you're sitting on a level ground, like, this is where it's going to be coming up to on the engine, you know. And the higher you go up, let's say on the engine level, it's going to affect it's going to affect how the back pressure, the air in the and with the pistons going up and down interact with the level of the oil. It's a bad thing to overfill, because.
So what would you say is worse, overfilling or not having enough in? Well, if you had to pick one.
Overfilling.
Yeah, same here. Now obviously you want oil in your car.
What I have seen where it has overfilled and it has burst sealed, and the oil goes everywhere.
Well, I've seen a Nissan Micra with 11 litres in before, and it was still running. I don't know how it didn't do any damage, but anyway. So yeah, that's it. That's a good point to make. You know, you don't want to overfill them. So always, if you're gonna check your dipstick, always make sure you're on a level surface as well, because it will affect everything. As you can see, also when you're looking underneath this, you can see the bottom crank, and you can see the bottom of the pistons, and you know it looks really clean. To be fair, there's not. You know, this engine looks good. If it was dirty, you'd see a lot of black.
Notice the difference between where parts are moving and where it's clean, you know, and also where there's not a lot of movement and there's just oil is not flowing. You'll get gunk here on the block walls, and And this is just an example of what can build up over time if you don't service.
This engine, to be fair, looks like it has been serviced.
Oh,
so
true.
To be fair, this engine looks good. You know, you will see a lot of black crap around if it's not.
This is the part where the oil is not circulating as frequently as up here, you know, and up here the oil is flowing. It's been cleaned regularly. It's good oil. You know, there's no gunk on the walls of the block, you know. But just taking one corner here to explain what can happen if you were not to service. You know, this would be usual enough around these edges underneath, looking up at the block side, you know. But as long as it's not in here where it's most frequent, the oil is circulating, it's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good, YouTubers. Now what we're going to do is we're going to clean this with, like I said, a Stanley knife blade. Once we've got it all clean, we'll show you, and then we'll bang it back up. Sorted. Now, as you can see, I've cleaned that. It's all nice and clean. There's no bits in the sump, which is good. Same underneath the car, as you can see, all nice and clean. Good stuff. So what I'm going to do now is just put some gasket sealer on it. Now you need to make sure you get the right gasket sealer. There's loads and loads and loads of different types. So if you're not sure, just go into your motor factors and ask what's the best gasket sealer, depending on what job you're using it for. So there we go. I'm going to squirt a nice bead all the way around the sump and bang it back on. Now as you can see, the sealer is on. The only thing you have to make sure when you do this, obviously you get a nice bit of sealer all the way around. And also you start from the inside out. Don't start from the outside in, because that means you'll get the nice even pressure. So start in the middle and go out. And that will give you a nice even seal. So I'm going to put it on now and show you once it's on. So now as you can see, the sump is back on. It's all good. So yeah, that's basically it. Look, that's what I would do if I was you, if you have one of these cars and you think you've had bad oil, because believe me, it'll save you an absolute fortune. Look, hope it helped. Thumbs up the video and subscribe, and don't forget to get your hands dirty. See you for the next one.